Welcome, everyone, to the Med Spa Accelerator Podcast, brought to you by Cassie Consulting and Everable Marketing, the go-to resource so you can get the latest hacks and best practices so that you can market and grow a profitable medical aesthetics practice. Welcome, everyone, to the Med Spa Accelerator Podcast, brought to you by Cassie Clinical Consulting and Everable Marketing. So today I'm here joined with my beautiful wife, Maripili Menchaca, and myself, and we're going to talk to you guys about advertising, specifically Google advertising. Yes. And so we wanted to make a topic on Google advertising because we love it.
And it's evolved so much.
Yeah, it's definitely changed a lot. Yeah. And so I want to talk a little bit about the history of it because if you've been around in business for a while, then you've probably done some type of Google advertising. And in our experience, you probably haven't had much success with it. And so I want to just briefly talk about that because a lot of the times, there's definitely using Google and using it not as effective as possible. And so that might have had some bad results, and you probably are resentful about them. And you know what? Hey, we get it. But I want to tell you right now that it really just goes back down to the strategy and how you implemented it.
Because I feel like every business owner has gotten that call from Google telling them, like, you're not advertising in Google.
Yeah, you should be advertising in Google.
But they don't tell you how.
Yeah, or you get that letter in the mail that's like, hey, here's $50 on us.
Yes.
And then you spend those $50 and then you end up spending thousands of dollars and like nothing happens. You don't get the results that you were looking for.
Right.
And we get it.
And you know that you have to advertise on Google somehow because everybody's doing it. And it is the one platform that everybody goes to look for a service.
Yeah. And so that's why we really love, I guess first of all, what I will say, just to kind of cue the episode, is that today we're going to talk about the 3 mistakes that we see people make with Google advertising. And so we're going to talk about those things and just kind of shed some light on them. But we really like Google advertising here at Everable because it's PPC. So you're only paying for clicks, right? You're not paying for impressions or for views. You're paying for people actually clicking on your ad and visiting your website or your landing page, right? And so that's a really great, unique selling proposition that they have, which is awesome. But then on top of that, like Billy was saying, we really like it because it helps us drive quick results for our clients because that's where people are searching, like people are serious. If somebody's serious, somebody's ready to buy, they're going to go to Google.
Intent.
Yeah, they already have intent. And so they're going to go to Google. They're going to look for the service that they want. And at the end of the day, what they're looking for is somebody that is nearest them, that has a great service, that can give them the results that they're looking for. And more often than not, probably a really good deal, flat out,
sure.
People are looking for deals, even the people, even like you might say, oh yeah, I want the people that are not looking for deals or not the Groupon shoppers. That's not what this is, guys. I still say it doesn't matter how much money somebody makes, somebody still wants a good deal. It's just ingrained in us. They
want the full package.
Yeah,
the great service with the best price.
Yeah. And so not just like discounted price, and I'm not just saying discounted price, I'm just saying a good deal. Whatever that means, whether it's the service was great, maybe they did get a discount, maybe they got additional service packaged in. Whatever, everybody loves a great deal. It doesn't matter what status you're in.
Right. Knowing that whatever you paid for was what you got. That would be basically.
And well worth it. It was a great investment,
Yes. A great investment and a great experience.
Yeah. So that's why we love, and then that's why we love Google. And, in the past, like Facebook became this really big thing. We're like, oh my God, I need to be advertising on Facebook. Everybody's doing it. And guys, we love Facebook. We use it a lot here too. It's our two go-to platforms are Facebook and Google for advertising. But we feel like, in the most recent years, Google has gotten a lot of heat, and it's, we get it, but you can still do a lot with it if it's done right.
It's getting the best out of both platforms
Yeah.
and use them wisely.
Yeah, it's knowing like the context, right? And because Facebook is really just about like, it's a great tool. We love it because you can be proactive about going after your ideal client. And so you can put an ad right in front of them, but a lot of the times you're going to have definitely more leads, but you're going to have less quality leads because people might not
browsing.
Yeah, because people don't have that intent. Yeah. At the end of the day, that's what it is. Like, people are there to hang out with their friends, to look at funny videos, look at pictures, stuff like that. They're not in the mindset of purchasing something. Now, if you have a really great funnel, then you can influence them making a decision. And that's what we specialize in, and that's what we do. But at the end of the day, you're going to have better conversion rates on Google because somebody is coming in with that intent. They're ready to buy for the most part, or they're either warm or hot. On Facebook, they're either cold or warm, and you need to drive them to becoming hot. Like if you're talking about sales funnels. So that's why it's so important, guys. That's why we use it here at Everbull. Now you have to be careful because it also really depends on what type of service you're advertising on Google. So on Google, definitely advertising is going to be a lot more expensive. And you want to make sure that you're advertising a service that is actually going to yield you some good ROI. Or if it doesn't get you the best ROI, that that in the back end, one of our episodes, we talked about lifetime customer value. So make sure you go back and you listen to those episodes, but you have to know your numbers, right? And so if you know that maybe you don't make so much money in the front end, but in the back end, you're going to make a little bit more money because you're upselling, or they're going to come back and the lifetime customer value is a lot higher, then that financially works out. But a lot of the times I want to lean more towards a service that is either like medium ticket or high ticket. Somebody's spending more than, I want to say, $200-$300 up front, or they're spending thousands of dollars. Like, that's the service that I would advertise on Google. Mm-hmm. And that has already has recognition. People are already out there. They're specifically searching for that service and they want that service, right? So we don't need to do a lot of education. They already know the brand. They already know the service. They're just looking for a provider, right?
And now let's tell us, what are the 3 mistakes that people do on Google?
Yeah, so mistake number 1 that we see a lot is that people will put up an ad and they'll drive traffic to their website.
Oh.
And guys, I just want to say, if you are doing that right now, if you're just driving,
stop.
Yeah, if you're just driving traffic to your main website, it doesn't matter if you're driving them to a page within the website. That doesn't matter. That's still your website. So if you're driving traffic to your website, please go to Google. Tell whoever if you're working with somebody, go and tell them to turn off your ads right now. Because you're just throwing money down the drain.
Yep.
And if you are getting results with that, then that's awesome, good for you. But I promise you that you could be getting better results if you actually had a landing page,
right,
which is basically just a single page website that doesn't have a navigation. It doesn't have all these other distractions. It just has one offer. It talks about whatever specific service that you're advertising, and it has a strong call to action.
Yeah.
And so that's going to give you way better results, because here's the thing, guys. If you're sending traffic to your websites, there's so many distractions. And that's what you're trying to eliminate when you're doing digital advertising. People are so distracted nowadays. They can't, hold their concentration for long periods of time, right? And so you want to make it easy for them to take the next step in your process.
The thing is, you have to be in control of what they're seeing, rather than your viewer, your prospect, being in charge of what they want to see.
Yeah, 100%. Very good point. Because if there is a navigation and they can go and scroll wherever they want and all this stuff.
Ooh, ad.
Yeah, it's a mess, guys. So if you are driving traffic to your website, just please stop. You're just really... Either you're not getting the result that you're looking for, or you're not getting as good as a result that you could get.
Plus, it's also going to be really hard to be tracking those numbers, right?
Yeah, it makes it harder for sure. I mean, there is a way you can do it, but it's just hard to track those numbers.
Right.
So it brings me to my number 2 point, which is about having a unique offer with a strong call to action, right?
Yeah.
And so you want to make sure that your landing page is promoting in your ad as well, is promoting one service, and that it has a strong offer, guys. Here's the thing, like I said in the very beginning, people are looking for the best deal. And so you want to have an irresistible offer that you've engineered in such a way to make it that has high appeal. And so maybe we should do another episode later on talking about how to formulate offers. We have a very unique system in Everable that we work towards crafting these type of offers. But super important because you want that offer to have appeal, right? You want it to be attractive to your ideal client. And so you have to have that. And your ad needs to reflect that offer as well as your landing page. Those two need to be in sync. If somebody sees an ad and then they go to your landing page and they don't see the same wording, that's going to be a disconnect, and that's going to cause confusion, and that's going to cause somebody to click X on that website or hit that back button, right?
Yeah.
And so very, very important too.
Confusion.
Confusion is the killer of all things, guys. And so here's the other thing too. It's like you want to make sure that that you have that strong offer and do some competitive research. Like look to see what your competitors are advertising, right? Like, are they do they have some type of promotion? Do they have some package deal, right? And as much as you don't want to one up them, I would recommend that you do, even if it's just by a little bit, guys. Or you have something that sets you apart and makes you better. It might not be necessarily maybe increasing the promotion, but maybe you can have more like outline that you have a better location, more experienced staff, that you have, something else that sets you apart and makes you unique, because at the end of the day, people are on Google and they're there to find the best solution, right?
Right. And
so you have to prove to them why you're better than everybody else, right? So that is your value proposition, right? If I'm your ideal client, why should I choose you versus your competitor? And that's the question that you need to answer on Google Ads. And I promise you guys, like, you having a strong offer is going to make the world difference in you and your cost per lead and how many sales you're actually generating off of Google. Yeah. And so a big part of that too is, like I said in the beginning, having a strong call to action. And that's the thing, guys, like you only want one call to action, and or two, I would say max, because you don't want and that's the thing, like the reason why we said not to send traffic to your website is because there's a ton of call to actions on there. Your homepage button, the services button, the before and after button, the contacts button, the blog button. Those are all mini call to actions, and they're distractions.
Email, go to our socials.
Visit us on, So you want your landing page to have one or two call to actions. And I always say either it's a sign up, like a lead form. So name, email, phone number, or give us a call. So those are the old...
Online?
Huh?
Or book online?
Yeah, you can do book online. It depends on how your business is set up. If you have a actual feature to book online, then I would say that would be a good one too. But I would say that I first want to capture the lead and then I want them to book, right? So that's part of having that 2-step process in your funnel.
Right.
But the simplest
you want to have a form of communication with them.
Yeah, sure. You want to generate that lead first because now you have them in your marketing system.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, super important, guys. So point number 2, right? Have a strong, unique, irresistible offer with a strong call to action, right? And make that call to action very visible, right? Only 2 things. Sign up now to get the offer, or call us now, right?
To get the offer.
Yeah. Simple as that, guys. Keep it simple. It's the best thing, right? And then, so my point number 3 is going to be, the mistake that I see is that people are not tracking their numbers, and we did an entire episode on this. So make sure that you go back to that episode and listen to it about, knowing which numbers that you need to track, because if you are advertising, guys, it means that you're spending money to make money. And if you don't know how much it's costing you to generate an appointment, how much it's costing you to generate a sale, then you don't really know, what
how much money you need to spend in the first place.
Yeah, how much money you need to spend in the first place. You don't even know how much, like, let's say if you're spending $5,000 on, Google ads, you don't even know how much money that is actually making you on a return on investment standpoint,
Yeah.
So it's very important that you're keeping track of all of these numbers in your business so that you can make sure that you know what advertising on Google is yielding you. And like a lot of the times we've had conversations with people and they're like, we ask them, oh, well, how's that performing? And they can't really tell us, but then they base it off their emotions, or they base it off of like, well, no, it's not doing so well. It could be doing better. And I'm like, well, what are the numbers? And they can't tell us. And the reality is that a lot of the times, like if we just base it off our own judgment, we're probably not going to be like that accurate, like, and that's
objective.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Like you want to be objective about it, like you want to be as pragmatic as you can, so you can really focus in on what is it going to take to grow your business,
Because we've also had conversations where like our clients are saying like, oh, we're not doing good. And we're like, okay, what does not doing good mean? Yeah. And they really don't know what to tell us, or we start kind of seeing the numbers are like, well, we're actually doing good. Maybe we weren't doing as good as last month, and that might have something to do more with the season rather, or so many other things. But we kind of know what the problem is, and what to do about it.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, and then part of that too is also like, well, we might not be doing so good in this area, but we're doing way better in this other area. You know what I mean? Like, it's not always black and white, guys. Like, there's always like that gray area in your business that it's like there's always going to be improvements to be made, but there's always things that are actually going quite well for you guys. So it's, knowing your numbers is going to help you identify what things you need to improve in your business so that you can keep, number one, obviously stay in business, but then number two, grow, keep growing your business, right? You want to keep, taking your business forward. And so, yeah, those are like my top three things. Like really knowing the numbers is going to help you guys know what that campaign is doing for you, what that platform is doing for you. And that way, like, okay, well, we can either, make a decision to put more money in this platform because I put in $5,000 and I made back 20, then this is printing money for me.
Yeah.
So why not put more money in so I can see how much money I can make, right? Or it's going to tell you, hey, this isn't actually making that much money for me. And if it's not, then what do I need to do? Do I need to have a better offer? Do I need to have a better strong, call to action? Do I need to have a better landing page, right? Like what is it that is wrong with this campaign so I can make it better?
And knowing your numbers, you're going to know exactly where you can go and make that change.
Exactly. So it's going to help you reverse engineer the process and all that stuff. And so I just want to share some like experiences with you guys, like why we love Google. Like we've been really like at the agency, we've been really crushing it. Like, it's especially with like high ticket services, because this has been, if you do like non-invasive fat reduction, something like Cool Sculpting, M Sculpt, or True Sculpt, or all the other ones that are out there, right? That it's very hard to generate leads for that. And even if you've done some type of Facebook advertising before, that, you can do really well in generating leads, but a lot of the times the issue is lead quality. So not people are ready to buy. Google is a great platform to find qualified leads, people that are ready to make an investment, and they're going to come into your practice, and it's going to be a way easier sell for you guys. So just this last month, we've had some good examples where we're transitioning some of our clients over and doing some Google ads for them. We had this one experience with one of our clients that we generated a lead like at 5 a.m. It was crazy. And then our system, so we automate follow-up in our business. For all of our clients, we automate follow-up because we want to follow up 8 to 12 times, right? Mm-hmm. And I know it's hard for business owners to do that manually. So our system, Patient Gym, automatically does that. So at 8 a.m., we send her a text message, right? So the system sends her a text message. At 8:01, she responds to that text. The lead responds to that text message saying, "It's like, hey, can I come in today at around? I'm free at 9:45 at 10." Our client responds back to them, gets them scheduled at 10 a.m. And we were promoting Cool Sculpting. The client, the prospect shows up, buys a $9,000 package, just like that.
Wow.
And I mean, yes, part of it is the ad platform. I want to do a huge shout out to the client, because the client, it's not, and I always say this, guys, this marketing is success in business, or success in running any campaign really is 50% marketing, 50% sales. Sales isn't there, then it's not going to work. Marketing isn't there, it's not going to work, right? And so our client is an amazing client. She's great at really building rapport with people and then doing that close.
Building that experience for them.
And so she did an amazing job. But I mean, it was just great to see how like really great offer, a really great funnel gets people in, really great follow-up too, which is super important.
There's so many components.
That we generated this high quality lead. She came in, client makes $9,000. Amazing. Now here's another one. The next day, the very next following day, a lead calls in around, I think it was that same morning too, right? Lead calls in like around 10 a.m. Mm-hmm. She schedules an appointment at 4:45 p.m. Shows up at 4:45, spends or purchases a $7,000 co-sculpting package.
What?
So in a span of 2 days, our client makes $16,000.
Yeah.
Which is amazing.
Yeah.
One of our other clients, like lead comes in, also co-sculpting, buys a $15,000 co-sculpting package. Mm-hmm. Two of other leads sells $3,000 a pop, $6,000, right? Mm-hmm. Getting really good conversion rates. One of our clients is doing really good, where off our Google leads, she's scheduling about 50% of them, which is amazing, guys. Like if you've ever done advertising, you know that a 50% lead to appointment rate conversion is really hard to get. And that's what good follow-up, a good system, like using something like Patient Gem, will help you guys do. And doing really, really well. And she's closing 60% of the people that are coming in. Yeah. And this is through a cold advertising campaign. Like, she's never met these people before. She has no relationship with them. So closing at a 60% closing rate too is phenomenal. Like, really, really great. And I'm telling you guys, these are the things that can happen when you have a great funnel, great follow-up system, and great sales.
Yeah. Their words exactly is like, these leads are perfect, and you're right, they're ready to purchase. Quote. End quote.
Yeah. And so, guys, if you're not doing this right now, reach out to us. We can definitely help you. We talked a lot about co-sculpting, but we've had really great results with other things like lasers and injectables as well. So reach out to us, and we can definitely help you. We're going to put up more resources for you guys, but if you're already working with someone, then just take this episode and send it to them and see how they can better improve their current campaign. I mean,
check if you're making any of these 3 mistakes, and now what you can do to resolve that.
100%. So again, guys, make sure that you, first of all, I want to ask you that if you found this episode valuable, that you leave us a review on whichever platform that you're listening to this on. Number 2 is I want to say, join us on our Facebook group. If you're not already a part of that, join the other hundreds of Med Spa owners who are currently, engaging with us online right now. And so go to Facebook, go to Med Spa Accelerator Podcast, find our group, request access, and we'll grant you access right away. And third thing is that we are actually right now have a free 2-week trial for Patient Gem, which is our proprietary software for helping you do marketing, advertising, and just sales and tracking all those numbers in your business. And so if you want to learn more about that, either reach out to us or just go to gopatientgem.com. And you can see more of the information about that. And then you can sign up for the 2-week free trial, and we'll help you. We will set up a call, and we'll help you actually set that up for you. So if you have any questions or anything else, then reach out to us. If you have other things that you want us to cover in the episode, in the podcast, then let us know, and we'll definitely do something about that. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Have a great day.
Bye.